everybody, one of Weezem here. It is 1:50 in the morning, Saturday, February 27th. We've just wrapped up Thrillipede's first quest, which was a total cakewalk. And what we're gonna do now is actually start taking him down his upgrade paths. Now, in looking at them, which let's just come in here to do so.
Any place that you go,
Alright,
I can reach and bring
Mighty
you the magical
Morphosis
upgrades.
looks awesome. One of my pet peeves in Skylanders is when a character, whether it be a bird, a dragon, a bug, if it has wings, it should fly. And, you know, if it's a fish, it needs to swim, it has wings, it needs to fly. That flight is achieved through the Mighty Morphosis path, right? So I'm very excited about it. I'm also a big fan. Even though they don't do much damage and they hadn't been upgraded yet, I like the grenades, or the bug bombs as they're called. And also that final upgrade there I think is kind of cool. It sort of ties in with what we saw with Trigger Happy, you jump up and shoot down type of a thing. So I'm thinking I will prefer that path. We've got Skylander Tutor accessible at level 74, so we can just switch it out whenever we want to after we purchase the other path. But what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and take Insistent Insect. If I had standard Thrillipede right now, we'd probably just barter it out, you know, and do one with probably top path for Thrillipede. Eggcited would take this one, but since we don't, and I don't know how long we'd have to wait to see standard Thrillipede, we'll just do both of them now. But anyway, Insistent Insect. Use insect swarms to hinder and damage your enemies. The top path just appeals to me more. Now that said, this could turn out to be pretty sweet. That's why we're going to go ahead and take it. So let's do that now. Yes, we're sure that is a lie. We're Skylander Tutor Masters. Alright, so first up, for $13.60, keep in mind, Tin Wing Sapphires, 20% max discount, is Gnawing Gnats. Once again, that is how you spell gnat and gnawing, so that's not a K. But anyway, Bug Bombs, which that's our standard primary attack, now cause a swarm of tiny insects to appear and do damage over time. What I'm worried about, I kind of liked the slowness. You know, we got 5 seconds of slowness out of it, so I'm hoping that that's not just gone, but we'll find out. So this will now apparently be tiny insects, do damage over time. If we hit targets again with Bug Bomb, hitting targets again with Bug Bomb, I hate how this is worded. Man, it bothers me. Hitting targets again with Bug Bomb will remove the swarm and cause extra damage. So I don't know if you have to physically, let's say there's some hardy trolls, they're gonna take 12 hits to kill. We hit them once, 17 to 26 on our grenade. The tiny insects appear and they're doing damage. We don't know quite how long they'll do it or how much, but then I'm not understanding if we just chuck the grenade into the swarm of insects this happens, or if we have to physically hit that one troll. You know, and if we hit troll number 2 instead of troll number 1, the tiny insects come after him. I don't know that process just yet, but let's just try it. And this is also, I think, going to be fairly complicated to document, but let's go ahead and get started here. Like I said, man, Eggcited Thrillipede's aesthetics really do grow on you, at least in-game. The figure itself, I don't know, but in-game, I'm kind of feeling it. So let's come over here. We were doing 17:26 and we had 5 seconds of slowness. So what? Okay, let me try and figure out what just happened. Okay, one more time. Alright, so the 17 is standard, and then are there 4 10s, I'm thinking? Yes. Okay, so let's log that while we think we know what just happened. Gnawing Gnats, still 17 to 26, that's a bit of a buzzkill. And I also didn't really see the tiny insects, I kind of still more see the slowing dragonflies. Slowness for 5 seconds, and then tiny insects are going to do 10 to 15, not 10 to 5, 10 to 15, 4 times. So basically, just as box stock 1726, bug and cover 1726 plus slow the enemy 5 seconds. And now with gnawing gnats, 1726 from the grenade, 5 seconds of slowness from the dragonflies, and then the tiny insects right instantaneously upon damage do the first instance of 10 to 15, and then 3 more tick off kind of over the course of the 5-second slowness factor. So let's watch it one more time now that I've sort of explained it. Okay, once again, I don't really see the tiny insects. Maybe that's why they're tiny, I don't know. There's sort of like a hint of yellow at the bottom, and then it's just gone. And you mainly see the dragonflies. So, what we need to try and figure out now, let me read in the strategy guide. Hitting targets again with Bug Bomb will remove the swarm and cause extra damage. So now I'm going to throw 2 grenades that should register 17 or 26, and we're going to see what happens. I saw nothing aside from us like gaining health somehow. What? I'm seeing 17, 26, 10 to 15, and some positive green numbers, which I don't still know why we get. Because we don't have the soul gem. I had those box stock too, so. I don't understand the last part at all. Okay, so bug bombs now cause a swarm of tiny insects to appear and do damage over time. The time I'm not as concerned about. I'd say roughly, the 5-second runtime, but we get 4 hits of 10 to 15. So that's what I care about the most. Hitting targets again with bug bomb, which that's our grenade, will remove the swarm and cause extra damage. I'm not seeing anything. I'm seeing the 17 to 26 from the grenade, the 10 to 15 from the swarm. Hitting it again, I see a 17 or 26, and then I just see 10 to 15 like we'd have if we just threw 1. There's 1, I'll wait. 2. I see nothing there. I mean, it's worded very poorly, and it doesn't appear to do what you would think it would do based on that wording. So, what's up, Buzz? We're gonna check it out here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now there's that. Hit him again. It's the same thing. If it's doing extra damage, it's doing it at like 10 to 15. Like, maybe the swarm is gone and we do 10 to 15 damage? But I don't know. I mean, to me, that's the same as it is. So, if you can make sense of that, feel free, but I'm gonna log what I see. So, basically what we got there is now, in addition to the 1726 and the 5 seconds of slowness, we do somewhere between 40 and 60 damage during that interval. So that's cool, and we'll just leave it at that. So, like I said, I had a feeling this would be complicated. 1760 for nesting gnats. The damage over time, would be our 10 to 15, caused by the swarming insects, can stack up to 5 times, doubling its damage. Okay, so let's just do a little basic math in our heads, shall we? Alright, if we're doing 10 to 15 4 times right now, that's going to be 40 to 60. Okay, if it can stack up to 5 times, okay, that would be 25 seconds of slowness, and tied in with tiny insects. That means instead of doing 10 to 15 4 times, we're essentially going to do 10 to 15 20 times, right? That's not double. That would be significantly more damage than that. If it stacked twice, and instead of doing 40 to 60, we were doing, 80 to 120, yeah, that's double the damage. But 40 to 60, 4 times more would be, what, 160 to 240? That is 4 times more, not 2 times. So I feel like this is worded poorly and it's not very clear. So we're just gonna buy it and figure it out for ourselves, essentially. So, alright, we're gonna throw one time and see if anything's changed. No. Alright, so what you saw there, both of those were identical. We had a 17-15 at the first throw. That's 17 from the grenade. 15 is simply a critical hit on the tiny insect damage. Okay? So, and it was 4 times. We're going to throw a second grenade before this expires. Okay, now it's doing additional damage. It's up to 12 to 18. Okay, so let's do 3 now. 1, 2, 3, 14 to 21. Okay, so let me just try and document this. 10 to 15, 2x is going to be equal to, what was it? 12 to 18. 3x is going to be equal to 14 to 21. 4x we're about to find out, and we'll try to do 5 too. So 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 20. So 20 is going to be our maximum, okay? So 4x is 16, should be 24 on the critical. 5x is going to be equal to 18, and then that of course would be 27 on the critical. And 6x, which I think the way this is working, they don't count like the first throw, and then they do 5 additional grenades. So where my 6x, that would be like the 5th additional grenade, if you will. 5x would be the 4th additional grenade. But 6x is going to be 20 to 30, and they're all going to happen 4 times, I believe. So let's just chuck this out. I'm going to get the damage up to 20 to 30, and then we're going to count it out. So here we go. We're already to 20. I'm just going to keep chucking for the heck of it. The 17, 26 we're still seeing as the grenades. The 20 is going to be our tiny insect damage. The 30, you saw that critical, so now let's count it out. Yeah, so you get your additional 4 hits. Alright, let's try to make that make sense in this spreadsheet form. So still 17 to 26. First bug bomb equals 10 to 15, and then additional bug bombs, colon. Alright, that's really long, but it's like the only way I know to like convey that. So alright, there we go. You know what? I think I'll take the still 1726 out. I'll just leave additional bug bombs because you need to watch the video to make sense. That will fit in the spreadsheet so much nicer. Alright, that makes sense to you, right? I hope so. However you would describe that, do it, but I showed you what we needed to see. I still, for the life of me, do not understand what, if anything, the back end of gnawing gnats did to benefit us. So, we quantified the first part, we quantified that, and we're just going to move on to the epidemic now. So, for 2400 we can get Insect Epidemic. Let me make sure we're still recording. Targets affected by damage over time from the swarm. Man, this is so pathetically worded. Targets affected by the damage over time from the swarm, jeez, will explode, spreading the swarm to nearby enemies. Okay, so if this dummy is being affected by the swarm's damage over time, what do they mean will explode? Pronouns and precedents need to be factored into this description. So basically, there's going to be an explosion, and if there's a dummy beside this one, it would start to take the damage, which I don't really think that's a big deal, because you're only going to get 4 hits out of it, right? And if it has to explode first, I don't know. Anyway, so let's try to log this one. I'm losing my voice now. That's why I had the peppermint in the previous videos. I know people are like, oh, you shouldn't commentate with peppermint. It's like, well, I do that or we don't talk at all, by gosh. So, targets affected by the damage over time from the swarm explode. Man, that is... no. It's like, I don't care if it's targeted at kids. That makes no sense. The redundancy and just the lack of an accurate explanation is pretty sad. Targets affected by the damage over time from the swarm explode, spreading the swarm to nearby enemies. So, like, I can't imagine an enemy just exploding. Like, I mean... let's say that we're going against a troll that again has massive health stats that 1 or 2 rounds of this isn't even going to phase, right? It maybe gets him down to, 30-40% health remaining. Whenever he starts taking the damage over time, even just the 10 to 15 4 times, he's just magically going to explode? It's weird, very weird, but let's see if it's cool, because that could be its saving grace. So there we go. Let's see if it explodes on its own. No. It's Chuck. Let's go ahead and just get it up to 20. Okay. Nothing. So we're going to have to come up here and play with the Greebles. Man, he got some hops on that one. I tell ya. Him and Double Dare Trigger Happy both had like these amazing jumps, and then they kind of like sucked the next time I played. Alright, so we need 2 Greebles here. Whoops, my bad. Let me make sure they're close together. I hit him. He did not explode, the swarm did not explode, and it did not go to that other guy. That other guy is totally unfazed by this. And they're pretty close together, I mean, I would think. I mean, they're side by side there. Come on. For Pete's sake, nothing has exploded yet. Okay, now that time, yes. Let me actually... So do you have to kill the enemy? Yeah. That's what happens. Now, there was a damage number above him. Was it a 60 critical? It might have been a 40 there. So it could be a 40 to 60. Let's try to hone in on this guy. I didn't see a number that time. I think whenever I edit this, I might be able to slow it down and see if it's a 40 to 60. Because that would be a new number, it would make sense. But yeah, basically the only way that's happening is the enemy has to die. So that time we just, he honed in on that guy for whatever reason. So let's see. Yeah, I mean that's it. So that's kind of nice, but again, it's not that big of a deal because it's just gonna run for the 4 seconds. But every little bit helps. So What I need to see there, though, is if there's a 40 to 60 damage on that explosion, or if it just transfers across. But that's really, again, not that big a deal. But you can't. I mean, it's okay. I'm not going to complain about having it, but I think something cooler or more useful could have been put in that slot as well. Really, this path, not like super by any
Hello,
means.
extremely once again.
Yes, thank you
So
for 70.
happy
What we're
to
gonna
dance
do
with
now,
you,
though, is
even
pick
in
up
this time of great
Beautiflies. So
turmoil
if
and
3,200
danger.
is the price, we barely got it. We'll have 550 left over to put towards the top path. But when sticky grenades blow up, which what is a sticky grenade, right? We've never identified anything. Well, I guess the Mind Your Beeswax. Although it's weird because then it doesn't show him doing that, but and to me those are weird because they're not projectiles. But when sticky grenades blow up, which that'll be our hold secondary attack, they will release butterflies that heal you when caught. Now the question here is like, how much do they heal us, obviously, but do we have to do anything nutty to catch them, or do you just like kind of run into them? How long do they stick around? Is it a deal where if you're throwing projectiles or the sticky grenade gets them from a distance, you can't run up and get to the butterfly in time? Do they fly away from you? Are they hard to catch? Do they like flock to you? So let's try to figure that out.
Moving up the ranks.
Alright, so I don't know if it'll work here or not, but we'll try to figure it out. So we're going to hold B, slap that down. Okay, 1 butterfly, 2 butterfly. Whoa, was that plus 36? Get up there, buddy. Come on, come on. It's a beautiful butterfly. Oh, it went away. Those are cool looking butterflies, actually. So let's try this again, and we're just simply going to count how long they stick around. Oh man, I thought it disappeared already. Stupid hidden treasure chest. I was like, okay, 10 seconds. Not the case. Maybe we'll follow. They tend to go out at a opposite direction, if you know. So here we go. "15 seconds" is what I'm gonna call that. And I think it was plus 36. We'll try to get both of them. Plus 36. I saw 2 plus 36 there, didn't I? Oh. Okay, so let's do it one more time. Plus 36. Make the jump. Come on. Oh lord, dude. Just work with me. Oh, we got robbed. He went into the furnace. He kamikazed it. Oh, hey now. Sorry, Persephone. Alright. One more time here and then we'll do the Griever. Yeah, I got 2 36s there. Run. Speed is not his strength. No! No! Oh, man. Okay. Let's try it over here, shall we? You know, we might actually be able to just place it down without the Greebles. Gotta wait for it, 8 seconds or so. Boom. Oh, that doesn't do anything when there's not a registered hit, huh? Come on, run fast, Greeble. Yay! Something worked right. Plus 36. Plus 36. We're masters at what we do. Did you see that little punch I talked about? There's a good look at the butterfly. Da -da 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 -da.
Battle circle is always
Butterfly
open.
in the
Make
sky.
good use of it, or you'll
Thrillipede
have
got
read
2
ads
instances of health for some reason again. You know why that happens? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But hey, plus 36 is nothing to sneeze at, and it gives you incentive to actually use that. So, and by that I mean our Mind Your Beeswax ability. So, Beautiflies. Enemies hit with buy, I think would be better. Now sticky grenade. Now, well, you know what? Sticky grenade hits. Spawn 2 butterflies. 15 seconds. Plus, I have to put that in parentheses for you, spreadsheet. Plus 36 health. Okay, so that's actually kind of cool. It would be nice if that worked from Cocooned. You know, like just super OP time. But overall, not too bad. I do think I will probably like the top path better. I think it's just going to suit my playstyle better. But if we come back in here.
Hello, Extremely, once again.
Alright, so gnawing
happy
gnats.
to dance with you, even in this time of great turmoil
One of those
and danger.
deals, you know, 10 to 15, 4 times. I can't argue with that. I mean, 40 to 60 damage, that's just from using our primary attack. I'll gladly take that. So that to me is a win. The back half of that, I never saw function at all. So I don't know what it is, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but the first half is cool, and it does good damage. Nesting gnats. This basically, instead of doing 10 to 15, if you start spamming your grenades, you can incrementally step up to 12, 14, 16, 18, and ultimately 20 to 30 as your standard and critical numbers there. The previous 12, 14, 16, 18 standard, factor in your criticals as well. But essentially you can go from 10 to 15 to 20 to 30. That must be what they meant by doubling it. But the truth of the matter is, by the time you've actually thrown an additional 5 grenades, you're doing way more than just doubling it. Even if you're spamming them, you're going to have to progress through the 12, 14, 16, and 18 before you get to the 20. So that would be, what, 26, 42, 60? At minimal, another 60, plus the 5 more 17 to 26 from the grenade. So that's actually not too terribly bad, you know, to be honest with you. This right here, it's nice, but it's far from mandatory. I mean, when I was staging it with the Greebles, you have to realize if this was like chapter mode or a Doom challenge or anything in-game challenge type stuff, I'm not going to just go after the one enemy. I'm going to hit him with a grenade, get him taking damage over time, and then hit the other guy with a grenade, and then I'm going to whale at him, you know, apportion my shots. I don't just be like, wow, there's a team of 6 enemies, let's take out, you know, player number 1, then player number 2. I'm going to, you know, just go after everybody. So while it is functional and makes sense, it's not like super practical. It is the weakest link on the upgrade path, in my opinion. So, but and also targets affected. What you need to replace that with, so it makes sense, is when you kill an enemy with your primary attack, the residual damage and the slowness is going to move to a nearby enemy. Okay, that's how that should be worded. Not eloquently or how I do it in a final draft, but that's what happens. If you kill an enemy with a primary attack, the residual stuff and the slowness is going to jump ship to a close enemy when that enemy dies. So that's the key there. Something has to die. That's, I guess, your explosion, if you will. There could be the 40 to 60. I'll have to check in editing. If it's there, I will add that in. And then the soul gem, actually kind of cool, and in part because 72 health that you can get is significant. So when sticky grenades blow up, they will release butterflies that heal you when caught. You don't have to kill an enemy. You do apparently need to get it to hit something, because when we threw it down at the Greeble dispenser without a Greeble getting hit, nothing happened. But 2 butterflies, they kind of swim off, fly off, you know, opposite directions, if you will. But if you can chase them down, you got 15 seconds. That is 72 health that you regen. And a guy that can stay in a cocoon and take 0 damage, who can then also regenerate 72 health at a time. That's pretty hardy. That's kind of what you expect from the life element. So I feel like his cocoon armor abilities coupled with his regenerative abilities kind of offset the lower damage numbers, if you will. So not a horrible path, but again, personally, I think I will be more inclined to like the Mighty Morphosis path. Haven't taken it yet, but it just seems like more fun to me. So we'll take it, we'll find out. Thanks to Skylander Tutor, we can do that, and then we can switch back if we hate it. So everything's good in the hood, right? This is a long video. I just realized that. 30 plus minutes now. So nonetheless, man, we are thorough. We perfect our craft. We're pretty much the only people that do it, but hey, we're still gonna do it right. So hope you learned a little something. I think you will have had to in this video. More importantly, I hope you had fun while watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on Eggcited Thrillipede and this path. Once again, be on the lookout here shortly. You should be seeing Mighty Morphosis path appear. So check that out, compare, let me know which one is your favorite and why. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Once again, thanks so much for watching. For myself and Eggcited Thrillipede, we will catch you back here for more Skylanders SuperChargers research.